Hi, I'm Lisa Bennett from Hungary Publishing, and I'm sitting here with Niemiec, who is not only the Education Director of VIA, he is also an author of lots of books from our company, which is great. So from Mindfulness and Character Strengths, and your latest book, which is Character Strengths and Interventions. Yeah.
My pleasure to be here with you, Lisa,
Yeah,
and the wonderful editor of all the books, and the wonderful publisher Hungary. And here we are in Budapest. It's very exciting. Yeah.
Very exciting. We're here at the European Conference on Positive Psychology. So how are you finding the conference at the moment?
Yeah, I'm just loving it because it's just such a great chance to connect with so many people that are doing such great work in this field. So great researchers, connecting with old friends, meeting new friends, new colleagues, new connections on this work, promoting kind of new work in research and character strength. So really helping to kind of advance the science forward, which is all about helping all of us live better lives and a more full life. So to be a little part of that little cog in the wheel is really exciting.
I was at your keynote speech this morning, and you actually said that coming, especially to the European conference, is very special for you.
Yeah. Since I have good, strong European roots, so I have the strong Irish and English roots, and then the other side of my family is more Eastern Europe, so more Polish roots, and so. It does feel special to be here every time I'm here, whether it's just visiting or whether it's for these conferences, which happen every 2 years, and it's a certain kind of a kindred feeling I have with the people. So there are people obviously from many countries in Europe and also outside of Europe, but it's exciting to be present here. Yeah.
So Ryan, what has been a highlight for you at the conference?
Well, gosh, lots of many highlights for sure in meeting different people, connecting with people. There's been like 100 highlights, in that sense. But one of the biggest for sure was doing the all-day workshop with Itai Iftzan, who's a real leader in positive psychology, and he and I presented a full-day workshop together. We called it an adventure in positive psychology because we really tried to bring the participants through kind of an experiential and discussion-oriented focus on 4 areas. So on mindfulness, on character strengths, meaning, and spirituality. And so it was a wonderful highlight. And we went out actually just right here, this courtyard here, and we did some mindful walking and bringing in character strengths into that experience and talking about the research about that. And then we did some working with the research on meaning and savoring. And so participants took a photograph of something that was really standing out to them, that they could savor in the moment. So yeah, that whole day was a highlight for me.
Yeah, and that was actually the first time you two actually worked together, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, we've kind of collaborated in different writing, and gotten a chance to know each other's stories and family a little bit, and we try to Skype every few months, but so it was neat to be able to really have that synergy together. And we have some similar strengths and similar energy, and then we have some different things that we bring to the table. So I think it was great. One participant kind of said that it was almost like we were kind of communicating without words together, like that we were presenting like as one, and she couldn't tell when one was going or the other and who said what, because we were just kind of as one presenting the group, which I thought was a nice compliment, I guess, because we had some signals and we had some plans of how to do it, but you never know exactly how it's going to go the first time. So yeah.
So Imran, we've known each other 10 years now. It must be that we've been working together, and I wonder if I could ask you some personal questions.
Personal questions, absolutely. I'm kind of an open
interesting,
book.
Because what really excites me about you is you are somebody who lives their work, and your expertise is an area of character strength that you just exuded.
Well, I try to, but certainly imperfectly, just like all of us. So I'm very, very imperfect. Is what my caveat to what you're saying.
Which leads to my question is, I would love to hear of, have you got an example of overuse of a strength at the conference?
Overuse of a strength. I think I would say, it might sound a little weird, but maybe overuse of kindness. In I don't know. I mean, there's the use of kindness, of being very thoughtful and kind to each person, and then it can become an overplay if I don't kind of watch my own energy, because I could very easily talk to 30, 40, even 50 people in a row, each with different stories, each with different questions, after I've given a full day workshop and knowing that I've got many more hours to go. But there's just something in me that says, I want to do it, I have to do it, I must do it, I'm proud to do it, I'm excited to do it. And so it's driving that kindness. So it's kind of a use, and it's a strong use. But I think an outside observer might say, he might be overusing it a little bit because it's impacting maybe his self-care a little bit, or he's drained and that kind of thing. And but I don't know. I have a pretty good energy, throughout the whole day. And it really, what it comes down to is, at the end of the day, can I still give good character strengths and energy to my family, and who are all here, by the way, 3 little kids, 7, 2, and 4, and my wife. And so can I still give energy and manage any stressors that they will naturally bring? It's a big shift to go from this ambiance and me here to the hotel room a few miles from here, with them and attending to their needs. So different. So it's a big shift. So if I can do that, then maybe I'm not overusing. If I can't do that, then maybe I've overused. Is maybe how I think about it.
So that brings us then to the flip side.
Okay.
Have you been underusing any character strengths?
Of course not. I use everything perfectly. Well, there is something that happened. I think you know about it, but don't know that maybe they'll share this. But there was so on the first day of the conference, I was walking to the conference, and it's quite a ways from my hotel. And I thought, well, I might be running a couple minutes behind if I do that, so I better take a taxi cab. And I was struggling to find a taxi cab. I'm kind of looking. I thought, gosh, it's not as easy as I had hoped. And so I started to say, well, I'm going to walk in the direction of the conference. I started walking along this big, beautiful green bridge that goes over the Danube River. And I saw 3 yellow taxi cabs right there in the middle of the bridge that were stopping traffic. And I thought, yes, there's some here. And I looked in the third one, and there's no passengers in there. And so I got excited. Maybe I can go in there. And I was thinking, well, I don't know if that's a good, if I'm being very culturally insensitive to just try to get a cab on the bridge, but I'll try it. So I knocked on the window, and the driver pulled the window down, and I said, can you take me to somewhere? Can you take me to the conference? And he looked at me a little bit puzzled, but then said, okay, yeah, come on in. And so I got in. I had my big bag on my lap, and he said, where are you going? I said, well, I'm going to go to this conference center. Here's the address. And he said, well, it's a little out of my way, but I'll take you. And I thought that was a little weird way to say it. A cab driver usually just will take you kind of wherever, but I thought maybe he's ending his work day, and so we're kind of going along, and he says, so do you often just go into vehicles off of the bridge? And I said, no, that's my first time ever kind of trying to do that. And I said, why, do you pick up people often from the bridge? And he said, no, never, kind of laughing. And so this kind of went on for another minute, and we're talking about it, and then I thought, wait a minute. There's no meter here. Is this even a cab? And I said to him, is this actually a taxi cab? And then he says, no, this is not a taxi cab. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I did this. And he was native to Budapest and so gracious. And he said, I'm on pension. It doesn't matter. I can be late for work, and I'll take you there.
How
and
fantastic.
he was so sweet and kind of a wise, nice person. But that's an example of underusing a whole lot of strengths, underusing perspective, and seeing the big picture. My wife, when I told my wife the story later, she said, I would never have done that. Because she, Rochelle, would have looked more closely at the details, and does it say cab, and does it think, but the car was pure yellow. And so the cab driver, or the guy, understood why I did this mistake. So I was underusing perspective, underusing judgment, critical thinking, probably underusing all sorts of other strengths. So, yeah, but luckily the driver was using his strengths, being very forgiving and thougtle and kind.
Well, I'm very grateful for that underuse, because that is a fantastic story. That is going to keep me amused for weeks.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, It's absolutely a joy talking to you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. There's a dinner cruise on the Danube tonight, so
That's right. Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to be chatting and spreading your kindness everywhere there.
Yep. I hope my energy hopefully will be high enough, and I'll be with my family, and it will be. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. It's going to be a full boat, I think, as we connect and eat and have fun. So yeah, I'll be excited to see you there as well.
I'll be there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everybody.